Welcome back to the channel. My name's John Watson. Today's video is all going to be about that low spinning wedge that you all want to hit. Now, why would we want to hit the ball low? Well, there could be a number of reasons. I've got a back flag here. I could play a number of different shots. I could land the ball at the front of the green and let the ball release with a little less loft. I could fly it all the way with some height, or I could actually try and just fire it in there lower. The other reason why you might want to fly it in low, it could be that it's into the wind, it could be that it's a poorer lie. So when I'm hitting the low one, I'm getting a bit more of an up and downward motion. So that's easier to get the club to cut through the grass. So if the ball was nestled down in the grass a little bit more, this action might be more preferred. Whereas if it's a good lie, we may want to, or sitting higher up in the grass, we may decide that floating the ball and using the bounce of the golf club is the shot we want to hit. That last one I just hit there to a 50-yard flag, it launched at just under 24 degrees, 23.8, and it had 9,300 revolutions of backspin on. That is a low launch, that is a high spin for this length of shot. So let me show you the difference. If I hit just a regular pitch where I'm using the loft, using the bounce, see what the difference is. The ball's gone more forwards in my stance for sure. My handle isn't as far forwards. And the swing, I think you'll see, will be a little bit longer to get the same distance. That was a pretty good effort. I've landed it 6 yards too short, so actually I needed even longer still. But just to give you a difference, that launched at 38 degrees. The last one was just under 24, so a massive difference in launch angle. That one had less than 8,000 revolutions of backspin. The last one was 9,333, I think it was. So there's 1,500 revolutions of spin difference, and there's a launch angle difference of what, 13 degrees? So it makes a massive difference. Much higher. Now, I may decide I want to play that to a front pin when the ball's lush in the grass, absolutely. But if I've got a poor lie or I'm into the wind, maybe I'm going to play that low one. So how do we do that? What changes do we make? You'll have seen that first shot I played, I had the ball a lot further back in my stance nearer my trail foot. I would keep my handle around middle of my stance. That means I'm creating more shaft lean, taking some loft off it. But I ultimately want to keep my pressure onto my lead foot, so it becomes quite like a punch shot. Now, these setup changes you make are going to mean the club wants to go a little bit more up and down. So you will see in the action, there is an earlier wrist cock in the backswing. A lot of people get confused, wrist cock, wrist hinge. Hinging is the opening, closing part. So I'm talking about the up and down, the gun loading. So the club works a little bit more up here. And that's why I can actually make a shorter swing but hit the ball further. That and the fact it's a lower flight is actually the club is traveling quicker because there's a little bit more wrist cock here in the golf swing. But the motion a little bit more up and down, hence why it's better to cut through the grass or if we've got a bad dodgy lie. So again, let me show you the difference and I'll share with you a great range drill you can use. Now, the other change you might make here, and I feel like I want to make it when I move the ball back and keep my pressure and hands forwards, is I just feel like I want to edge in a little bit closer to the ball. Again, that can help keep that club more up in front of you. It might not be long enough. Not quite. 43 yards, but again, you will see here a much, much lower ball flight. 26.5 degrees, over 8,000 revolutions of backspin. I think I can do better. Let's do one more of those real quick. There we go. See, that's firing all the way to the pin and then stopping dead, loaded with backspin. I think past this pin, it actually rolls away from the green, but over 8,000 revolutions of backspin, under 24 degrees of launch angle. This one is definitely not using the bounce of the golf club. This is definitely using that leading edge, so you will start to see a bigger divot, but you're going to guarantee you get the ball first, not the ground first. And we're doing that by having our pressure forwards, handing our handle forwards and making sure that we keep moving through the golf ball. So it'd only go wrong really if we stop, if we quit, if we fall back with our pressure. As long as we're staying forwards, as long as we're still rotating, we're just getting that downward blow, we're getting that ball then turf strike. So hence why it can be better from a poorer lie, but you can see they're a very different flight. So I mentioned there a range drill that you could use. So if I'm going to bring in another golf ball and put it 2 club heads width behind the one that I'm hitting. The one that I'm hitting, I'm going to have pretty much opposite my trail foot here, my trail toe. And I'm going to just try and feel like the club has to miss this ball that's behind me. So the club's got to be moving up with that wrist cock and down. So I want to hit that ball, I want to leave that back one where it was. If I lean back, if I scoop, if I chicken out of it, I'm going to hit the back golf ball here. So this encourages me to stay forwards and make sure I'm driving that ball in low. You can see I'm sometimes struggling to get back to this back pin. I've just got to be a little bit more speed in there perhaps. I'm better obviously at a 40-yard pitch shot than I am a 50-yard, but again, that same drill, ball's way back, weight's way forwards, handles forwards, and I'm just trying to miss that back golf ball. Let's hit it a little bit harder. I think that might be too long. Is it going to spin? You can see it's actually runs away from you there. It's something you probably want to land 2 or 3 yards short. And accept that you've got a little uphill putt. I think past the pin it slopes away from you, but got that flight down to 26 degrees. Felt great, really low, really loaded with a spin. It's a great way to play when you're into the wind, when you want to drive it low, when you've got a poor lie. So give it a go. I like that exercise with the 2-ball drill. Just remember that you can't quit on it. You've got to keep the pressure forwards. You've got to keep that body turning and you'll be absolutely fine. If the video does help, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.